Hi friends, so today we are going to start making our very own skateboard designs. So this is kind of a zoomed up picture of my skateboard design that I had already made. Now our very first step is actually figuring out what our design is going to be. Now what I want you to do is I want you guys to use your iPads and you're going to type in skateboard designs. It's spelled S-K-A-T-E B-O-A-R-D, and then designs is spelled D-E-S-I-G-N-S. And designs are all about how you can express yourself, how you can show people who you are, also creating your own. So by expression, it's what that means is being who you are and showing people your kind of style. Now, I know that my kind of style maybe is not like a lot of you guys. Maybe you guys have very similar style to one another. What this is about is looking through and finding which ones kind of speak to you, which ones really like make you think. Now maybe you want like a cool taco kind of version. Maybe you want something with a really cool face. I know a lot of fifth graders in the past have used this. Maybe you want to keep it simple, like a cool checkerboard design. Maybe you want to go really intricate, doing lots of detail work. Now, the idea with this is allowing yourself to have lots of different ideas. That's not just a simple design. If you want to, you can do your favorite characters. You can do big words like boom, bang, something like that. The idea of this is just to have you show me who you are. If you want to do skulls, sure. I think that would be super cool. If you want to do a flag of America or any other country, I would love that, right? Maybe you want to tell a story with it. Maybe you want to show where you live. Maybe you want to show your family in it. What I want you guys to do today is I want you to go through skateboard designs. Find one that is appropriate for school, right? But also one that speaks to you. And so like, let's say that I really like this blue one. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share this image on the thread, right? And the discussion board. And I'm gonna say, my favorite is the blue flower one. I think that I will keep it very similar to what it is already, but maybe adding more designs where they have, you know, the diamonds or the lines, and maybe adding something new to that instead. Maybe I want to add more flowers there. It is up to you. If you want to instead do something like this, say you want to write your name using these kind of bubble letters, go for it, right? In your discussion post, you'll say, I really like the blue carrot one. I want to write my name in that lettering so that it shows that I really like that kind of style of lettering, right? That's what I want you guys to do today. All right, and that's it. You're just telling me what your kind of style is, what you want to express yourself with. Sounds good? I hope you all are doing good today, and I hope I see you all soon. Bye, friends. Hi, friends. So today we are going to start drawing our awesome skateboards. I'm going to show you a couple different ways of how to draw them. You will have to fill up most of your paper with the skateboard design. So I'm going to draw them a little bit smaller. I'm also going to draw them with a marker just so you guys can see. I don't want you to draw with a marker. I want you to draw with a pencil, or if you are on your sketchbook on your iPad, that's okay. So I'm on my paper right now. I'm going to draw an oval with two straight lines going across. Now what I'm just going to do is I'm going to connect those with just a little curved line, as almost if it was two sides of a circle. Now this is where I can get really fancy, or I can make it more simple. It's the back of the skateboard, so this is where the skates are going to go. I can make a rectangle with two ovals next to it, another rectangle, 2 ovals next to it. And then there has to be that little plate underneath. So all I have to do is kind of draw a little rectangle underneath that rectangle, so it kind of looks like a T. And that's it. That's a pretty simple, straightforward design for that. And now, what if I want to make it a little bit more realistic? I can use my iPad to go and do that same thing. I'm going to draw the same shape of a skateboard. Now, this is a little bit different. This one kind of has a little hump in between the two lines. So I'm going to make the beginning of my rectangle and adding kind of a half circle at the end there, adding my 2 wheels, and then still the same thing, making that kind of T shape. Now I'm going to do the same thing over here, kind of making that rectangle, adding that little hump, having the 2 wheels, and the T shape. So now I have the more simple version, and everybody will have to draw either the simple version or the more detailed version. You can choose which one you want to do. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it as big as my paper now. So I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to draw a big oval this time, right? And now I'm going to do the detailed version. So I'm going to have that rectangle within the middle. I'm going to have that little hump right there, that little half circle, adding that little T-bar. Now this you didn't see up close, but this is kind of where I add the like screws that connect everything together. And now over on this side, adding that little hump, and the other side, right? Now I'm gonna have my little T, adding the little screws. All right, so there's my detailed version. And now what you have to do is just start drawing your design. Now I'm gonna kind of make my design a little bit similar to what I did before, which was the cool fire and water kind of thing in between. So I'm going to draw my flames. Now, if you did a cool design that was a lettering, this is when you start doing your lettering. If you do a cool design that has a cool figure on it, this is when you can do that. So I'm just gonna draw my design. If it gets a little covered by the wheels, that's okay, right? I'm showing that I can do my whole design over here, and I'm just drawing it in pencil, right? I'm not drawing it in marker like, unfortunately, I'm doing right now. You guys are either doing it in pencil or you are doing it on your sketchbook, on your iPad. All right, so now that I have my waves and I have my fire, that's it. That's where I'm gonna stop today. I'm not gonna add any coloring to it. That's all I'm going to do today. So I'm going to draw my skateboard itself, and then I'm going to draw the design I want to color in. All right, I hope you're all doing well, and I hope I get to see you all soon. Bye, friends. Hi, friends. So today we're gonna start the coloring of our awesome skateboard. I already picked up my colors, which are all here, and I'm gonna show you guys how to get that awesome craftsmanship. I know we've worked on it before, but we're just going to make sure that everybody understands, okay? Now, what we're gonna do is we are just gonna make sure that everything is filled in, right? I'm not making any white spots. I'm also making sure that I don't color outside of my lines, right? Now you're gonna see that I'm kind of doing this slowly. One way that you can do it a little faster is I'm gonna hold my marker to the side, and I'm gonna go back and forth with that side of my marker. Now at detailed spots, I'm gonna lift up a little bit in order for my marker not to go outside. That way, I have a really nice control of what I'm coloring, right? And some of you might find this very difficult just because you've never colored like this before, and that's okay, right? Everything has to be new sometimes first, right? Now, after I feel like I'm done with my red, I'm gonna cap that up, put it away. If you're doing this on your sketchbook, you might find it a lot easier to color it in on your iPad than it is otherwise. You might find it really hard to color in. Sometimes a lot of people have different experiences using different kind of materials. If you're using markers, good. I don't want you to see any crayons or colored pencils this time around because, you know, I think that the markers are gonna give you guys a really bright color that skateboard designs have a lot of times. Nice, look at my flames. I'm really happy with how those turned out. Now, for this is a lot easier because it's less detailed down here. So I can spend a lot less time going and doing that kind of tiny marker detail, and instead going on my side of my marker and kind of going a lot faster, right? Because I'm doing a lot more room all at the same time and making sure that I color every little bit. You guys might see that this is not taking me that long at all. You might find that this is actually really relaxing. A lot of people like to do these kind of coloring things. Now I'm feeling good with that color. Moving on, right? Now, here's the thing. You might think that as soon as I fill in my design, I'm gonna be done. No. The thing about this is I wanna make sure that I don't have any white spots, including my background. So I'm gonna make sure my background and my wheels themselves are colored in. All right, so now that I did my waves and my flame, I'm gonna choose my background. And you know what? I was thinking I was gonna do black, but I kind of want to do purple, kind of brighten things up a little bit, kind of have that color in between, right? And this might be the hardest part because you have so much of that design that you might have to go around. Now, in the past, there have been some really cool designs that had had a white background. If you have a white background, I want it to be very, very purposeful. And I don't want it because you ran out of time or you just didn't want to color, okay? I want it to be purposeful because you thought, well, I had a rainbow in my entire design and I wasn't sure what color to use. Sometimes I think that a neutral color like black or gray or brown would actually be really cool in that instance. But if you had already used those colors, maybe just keeping it white would be a good idea. That's the only time that I really think that having that white space for that background is probably acceptable. I know that might seem harsh, but sometimes that's just how it goes, right? Because a lot of artists, they spend time on making their whole paper look beautiful. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this part black here. And I'm outlining it first in order to go over it nicely with my side marker technique. Look how easy that was. That didn't take any time at all, did it? Doing the same over here. I'm losing a little bit of ink. I can go back over a couple times in order to make it show. And last bit, right? I'm doing my green now, going over it. Nice, right? Look at how cool this is turning out. And I'm really happy and pleased with how it is. So what you guys are going to do is you are going to now color your entire skateboard design, the background, and the wheels themselves. If it takes you guys 2 days to do this, that is okay. Make sure that you turn it in on Schoology, and it can be in a sketchbook or it can be on your iPad or on paper. Sounds good? I hope that you're doing well, and I hope I get to see you all soon. Bye, friends.